What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm J and we are locked in. It's that time of the week. BMF, Black Mafia Family, Episode 5, Secrets and Lies. Now, I've been telling you, Episode 5 is going to be the complete build-up. This is where everything is going to take off from. And after watching the episode, I wasn't too far off either. But first, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you're going to be a part of it. Hit your subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. Now we're moving forward. We know a lot of stuff is going on. J-Mo's body is found. We're trying to find who killed him. And we're trying to figure out where Lamar is with that stash that he stole from Meech. So let's jump into it. This is episode 5 of BMF. Nothing worth having ever comes easy. It's like that with love. It's like that in the streets. And it's like that trying to get my freedom. Demetrius Big Meech. We start the episode off with young Meech. Him and his mom, he has a note to go to school and it's just going to say that he was sick, but really he was out of school because their lights went out. Now you have Big Meech narrating and saying, sometimes we lie to the ones we love. If your parents ever told you there was a Santa Claus or a tooth fairy, well, unfortunately, that's a lie. You don't lie to them to hurt them. You also don't lie to them to let them down. You just lie to make them, feel a little bit better. So that's what this whole episode is about, secrets and lies. We know T got shot and now he's trying to sue the hospital because his eye is getting worse and now we have to do a deposition. If you haven't been in a deposition, it's without a judge there. It's your lawyer, their lawyer, and they're sitting down asking you questions. Pretty much all of this can be used in court against you. I had one deposition. It's long, it's boring, and they're going to ask you questions. But really what they're trying to do is get you to stumble up. So when they go to court, they can say, he's lying here because it's what they said. Also, they try to get you, they try to expose you so they can get you to settle out of court or take less or don't do anything. Now, when T was trying to leave the hospital, you remember he failed. So now what the doctors are doing, their lawyer is saying, well, you tried to leave the hospital against the hospital's will because they said you needed to be here longer. So what they're trying to use is him falling on his own will because they told him to stay. If he fell and hit his head, that could be potential, the potential reason why his eye is getting worse. T's lawyer is doing a good job telling him not to answer any questions that he's not 100% sure of. Don't ever answer a question saying someone told me this is what happened, because if you say that here, they're going to use that in court. Now they may take off someone someone told you that and just use you said that this and this, and if your lawyer doesn't catch it, then it's all good. That's just like if I went somewhere and someone told me 2 + 2 is 5 and I went back here and tried to do that on the test and be like, well, such and such told me. No. We don't care about what they said. We want to know what you said. So don't say anything that you don't know. Also, what the hospital is trying to do is use T and Meech's personal life. They said, hey, where does your dad work at? Okay, the automotive plant. Okay, and your mom works at Wendy's. How are you driving a $30,000 BMW? A Benz? Why y'all got all this jewelry on? Fur coats? And T's looking at it and he's like, oh, well, nah. So what the lawyer's trying to do, the reason you got shot and your eyes messed up is because of you and what you do out in the streets. Now, T's lawyer, she's like, nah, we're done. We're going to cancel this, because what he's trying to do is scare them and have them say, oh, no, we'll leave the case alone. Then you probably get like $5,000, $10,000 out of it. They already lowballing it at $25,000. Good old Pat. When we see him nowadays, he's always drinking. He's always playing with his nose. But Meech is here and Meech has money. He's like, look, you don't have to front us no more. Now, you remember they came and they wanted to get 3 birds, but Pat only gave him 1 and said, I'll cook up the rest for you, because he wants to keep a hold of the last inventory he has. So Meech is saying, look, we good. I'm going to pay my way out of this. But Pat, it ain't no settling the debts, because Pat feels you owe him a lot more than just that little money in that little bag you got. Pat starts getting a little upset because Meech is saying, hey man, you like a father to me, man. Like you threatened me and stuff. Pat hits him in the stomach. I'm talking about Pat. Meech caught that thing. Woo. And then Pat get to talking bad. Like, man, I've been wiping your ass for years. You owe me that little money that you gave. Nah, that ain't nothing. Matter of fact, you're done. Don't come around this way, I'll split your wig. So now Pat is very upset with Meech and T. He's pretty much telling them, look, I don't want nothing to do with y'all. Y'all come back around here, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. You know that punch to the gut hurt because he getting cussed out, talked bad to him. He's still holding his stomach like Doughboy on Friday when he was trying to get the football back. Like, oh, Pat, man, after all, like Pat ain't playing with you, Meech. Hey, there's no more talking now, man. Just get on out of there while you can before Pat change his mind and start getting to work on you because that one punch tore you up. Good old Lamar, Mr. Run up in the house and shoot everything up. Mr. Knock on Kato's door and put the gun in her mouth and she keep playing with him. Now he's back over here with Mo, you know, with his daughter Zoe, which really isn't his daughter. She comes in, you know, they in there, they just waking up. She jumps on the bed. Hey, y'all, what y'all doing? Can you pick me up from school today? You like, man, it's up to your mama. And, you know, Mo's already looking like, man, I don't know about that. Look at your hair, bro. No, I don't know if we can have you at the school picking her up. But this gets Lamar into telling her to go make some pancakes because he wants to get a quickie in. But also, you don't trust me with her? I'm trying to do better and be around. So we know ever since Lamar's got out, his main objective was first take over 12th Street. Let's get that straight. Then get back in with Mo and then be Zoe's dad. Meech and T are doing like any brothers, arguing again. Now, T just got out of his deposition. He got that short necktie on. He looking like he trying to lose the case. But they start arguing over how much money T should take. Because Meech is telling them that $25,000, if you take that, that'll get the microscope off of the organization. Because if they're putting up pictures of you and me hopping out of cars, then it ain't no telling what the police got of us. But on the other hand, T is saying, nah, I want more money for it because they messed up my eye. I can't see out of this. And I feel where both sides are coming from, but I feel more on T's side. Like, I want them to pay. But then again, when you really think about it, it's like, yeah, but that could eventually get us caught up with the street stuff and we're making 20 to 30,000 a day. Yeah, you right, man. I'm just going to take this 25 that they offered. Now they got to get back to street business. We got T, you know, we on the fence on should we take it or shouldn't we? I say at this point, don't take it. Now we got to get back to business. Lamar kicked in the stash house. He took everything, the drugs, the money. So we got to get everything back in order to get the new plug, Big L. Now, they don't know how they're going to do it. And even T, he's thinking it through like, man, we can't afford to go to war with Lamar right now. Meech has an idea. He says T might not like it, but everyone has a weakness. And he knows a weakness to get to Lamar. And that weakness is Zoe, Lamar's daughter. It ain't his kid, y'all. But Meech goes up there and he picks Zoe up. Now, if you remember, Meech and Monique, they had a little relationship. So Zoe knows exactly who Meech is. She's calling him Uncle Meech. So, you know, some women do that. You go over there, they got younger kids. Oh, that's Uncle Mo. I'm not your uncle. I'm just talking to your mom. Y'all know how that goes. So he picks her up, and this is his plan, to kidnap her in order to make Lamar give back that work. Meech pulled up in the Chevelle. I'm talking about the SS. That thing is clean. I had a 72 Cutlass. Same body style kind of, but that Chevelle just, it hits way harder than that Cutlass. I did a little breakdown on this exclusive clip that BMF Starz put on their Instagram today. What's happening is Lamar, he was supposed to go up there and pick up Zoe, remember? Monique said, go ahead, you can do it. You know, she trusts him. He gets up here and he's talking to the little girl. He's like, hey, have you seen Zoe? She's like, I think she already left with her dad. And he's looking like, is her real dad here? I'm her dad. So now he's kind of confused. Like, I was supposed to be up here. He also knows Mo trusted him to do this. And that's what he was trying to do when he first got out. Get back in Mo's good graces. Shockey pulls up. Shockey is played by Lil Zane. Yes, that's Lil Zane, people. But he goes up to Lamar. He's like, hey, look. He gives him a little piece of paper. Hey, you call this number. You give us the work, everything you got from the stash house, and we'll give you Zoe back. But Lamar being Lamar, he snatches him up and throws him. But he's like, go ahead, do that. Whoop on me. We'll just kill Zoe. So now Lamar's in a predicament of, am I going to get his work back? Am I going to get his stash back? Because if he does, this makes him look weak in these streets. Like, oh, Lamar gave it up. But at the same time, you want to save your daughter. Now, Shockey, yeah, he's a tough guy now, but that's because he knows he's protected. Come on, Saki. Meech has Zoe, and she's asking these questions like a kid should because, okay, it's a familiar face, but my mom didn't tell me nothing about this. My dad was supposed to be picking me up. But she knows Uncle Meech. That's why you can't let all these guys get cool with your kids, because stuff like this could happen. Now Meech, he's talking to her and he's trying to calm her down. Oh no, Lamar, he got caught up in something and Mo told me to pick you up, so we good. But when you listen to him talk, he's talking to her like she's like 5 or 6 years old. She got to be about 12. Like, he's like, yeah, okay, we're going to go get some ice cream. She's like, yeah, extra marshmallows. But he's keeping her comfortable. If that's how you got to talk to him, then that's how you got to talk to him. But Meech ain't no killer, y'all. He ain't going to do nothing to this girl. T is talking to his mom because Lucille looks at him as like the perfect child, the good kid. Compared to Meech, let's just put it like that. So she's asking him, look me in the face and tell me the truth. Are you moving any drugs with your brother Meech? And he looks her in the face. No, he straight up lies because he doesn't want to hurt his mom. If she finds out that he's selling drugs, she's going to look at him differently. And it's like, I lost both of my boys. The lawyer comes in here and lets them know, hey, they're offering $25,000. That's us settling out of court. Then that'll be cool. But I had to tell them it's $25,000 after tax. And I want my lawyer fees paid, because if not, you're going to probably give her about $4,000, and then your taxes are going to hit you. You're going to have to pay taxes on the 25, and then she's going to get her 4. So that puts you at probably about 25,000, probably like 10, maybe 12,000 tops. Yeah, man. Y'all got to know those taxes. Y'all all know Charles got something to say. He's sitting over there on the wall. 25,000. That sounds kind of nice. After Kato got ran up out her house, had the pistol in her mouth, she went straight over to B Mickey with that stainless steel smell in her mouth, taste, and she hops in the bed because now she's trying to stay away from the house because Lamar knows where it is, and that's very dangerous with Lamar knowing where you stay at and could pop up at any time. So B Mickey, he's asking her these questions. So why are you feeling me now when at first you wouldn't even look my way? And she gives him some analogy, like if you find $100 bill, you don't ask where it came from, you just pick it up, count your blessings. I would have said, man, go on somewhere. But they're in the bed together and she gets a phone call. Well, she got a page from a 900 number and it was actually Meech. He's like, hey, where you at? You at the house? She's saying, nah. He's like, get there and be there right now. That's because he has the kid. And he just told Zoe, look, I got a girl. She got a lot of games and toys at her house. We can take you over there. We're going to chill until your mom get home. So now she's looking at B Mick. What does Meech want to meet me at the house? He's like, hell, I don't know. He just punched me last time I seen him. After Lamar left the school, he calls, hey, Slick, get everybody together right now. So now we got all the 12th Street boys. They're out here gathered and Lamar is tripping. We already know Lamar is crazy. Lamar is tripping right now. I'm talking about crazy times 10. He's telling everybody, look, I need y'all to search every single place until you find Meech. You know what? Find him right now. Tiny starts talking to Lamar saying, hey man, we're pulling workers off the street. That's taking money out of our pockets. You told us, Lamar, straight up that we're business first now. That's what we're doing. And isn't selling more important than going to find your daughter? So Lamar, he's all right. You know what? He's right. Everybody, y'all can leave. You know what I'm saying? Go get back to work. And Lamar being Lamar, you know you can't turn your back to this man. He takes his belt off like Pootie Tang and chokes this man out in front of everybody. Now Lamar done sent everybody off. You got to get up because your neck is hurting. You had a belt around and you breathing all hard. You know your boy is about to clown you when you get in the car. Like, damn, man, you let Lamar choke you out like that? It wouldn't be me. But Lamar going crazy now. He talking about, go find them light-skinned niggas. If I'm Slick, I'm like, dang, Lamar, chill, bro. If it wasn't for Slick, he probably would have killed Tiny. Slick is actually looking out for Lamar. The police department, we know their main focus right now is finding out how J-Mo came up missing. Now this guy, he's coming in, he's starting to give a description, and he's like kind of good with numbers, 6'2", and that's just me according to how tall the car is and what year this car is that he was driving. And he starts to describe a Ford. And he's like, yeah, because the tail light's in the back, so that's either a 66 or a 67. So they're looking at this dude like, what is this, Rain Man? This guy just knows all these numbers. But you can see in the back, Detective Brian, he's getting a little, hey man, This dude might know a little bit too much because he's describing the car that J-Mo got picked up in, and we know Detective Brian dropped him off. They put a lineup in front of him. Since he can remember the cars, he can remember how tall they are, how tall the guy is. They put a lineup in front of him. They're trying to see, are any of these guys the guy that you seen pick him up in that car? He looks, nope, I'm 100% sure. Like, hey, Detective Brian's like, all right, bro, get on out of here. And when the guy leaves, he turns around and he looks at Detective Brian. And me putting things together, he's like, wait a minute. You kind of look like the guy that was in that car. But he doesn't say anything. He walks on off. What'd I tell you? Charles got something to say. He's sitting down like, man, I think we should do that $25,000. That's enough to, put him through school and stuff. And Lucille's like, hey, you don't make no decisions on no finances here. Ever since you moved out, that's over with. Charles seen that money. He was like, man, I'm back. What's happening? Lucille's like, no. It's not going like that. And plus, they messed up our son's eye. He's worth more than $25,000. We get back to Kato's house because she's finally here. No shower, no nothing. Just came over here funky. Meech and T are here, and they have Zoe. And they're like, look, we're going to leave her here. Kato starts talking, and Meech has to put her in her place and say, remember, you're just a foot soldier. You don't question what we do. If we say do this, this is what you do. Then she tries to ask T, like, are you with this? He's like, hey, what did I just tell you? You are a foot soldier. You don't ask no questions. You do what we say. And T just sitting there like, man, this is our best bet right now, to be honest with you. But Kato, we know that Kato works for Lamar. So this is a little weird for her because guess who just called? Lamar calls. And he's like, look, what do you know? Because she's his inside mode. What do you know? She's like, oh, I don't know nothing. He's like, wait a minute. What's that noise over there? Oh, that's just my TV. And he's like, look, whatever you can find out, you need to let me know. And she's playing it cool because she's saying, I can't stick my nose in that because I'm not high level. I'm just a foot soldier. But she knows everything that's going on. It's just, at this point, I had somebody say she's only loyal to whoever's in front of her. Whatever opportunity is safe for her, that's who she's loyal to. Meech and T back to arguing. So they just dropped the kid off at Kato's house. T is saying this is putting a bounty on all of our heads, all of our kids, everybody. And Meech is like, man, they don't know where we live, but this is the only play we got right now to get our stash back because they got to get the money back at least so they can get the new plug. They got to at least get the work back so they can start making more money because if not, we stuck. So Meech is saying, this is the plan I got. If he comes after us, I'm going to hire some hitters, some shooters, some out-of-town shooters. Make sure they always out-of-town shooters. And T is saying, man, I don't think it's a bad idea to try to kill, try to kill Lamar. And Meech calls him out like, bro, you barely held yourself together with everything we already got going on. So you're just jumping to the extreme of killing somebody. You're not about that life. That's not what we're going to do. Like, that's not what either one of us are going to do. So they have a little disagreement, but Meech is right on this one. Like, we already got J-Mo's body on a detective. Brian is looking for him. Like, nah. Hey, when we can't have no more heat on us, especially a body. The moment of truth. Mo comes home. Lamar's sitting there, he's smoking a black. She comes, she's like, oh yeah, what's going on? She's like, whoa. Where's my daughter at? This is weird. You sitting in the back, the junkyard back here. Where's my daughter? He's like, somebody took her. And she's like, are you? No, I ain't playing like that. But he finally breaks the news to her, and now she's tripping. And just like we expected, she's flipping out on Lamar because we can't trust Lamar. She laid up with him, and I know she don't feel like she can trust him. So he's trying to tell her, hey, tell me where Meech lives. And she said, man, I don't know where he lives. He lived with his parents. I never went over there. And that's because Meech is smart. You don't bring him to where, especially where your parents are at. Lamar is trying to figure this out. Now, Slick shows up. It's like, man, we done checked every church. We done did every school. We done went everywhere, man. We ain't seen him. Slick is the one that got shot in the leg by Fat Boy. You know what I'm saying? Because he over here limping and stuff. Look at him. Lamar told him, well, get back out there. He's like, what, me? Man, I'm limping, bro. I shouldn't be out in these streets, Lamar, man. Workman's comp or something. Detective Bryant is doing like every cop in every movie does. His partner is working too hard. He's really on this case. I'm like, man, it's a drug dealer. We don't care. That's normally how it would go in this police station. But he brings up information. He says, hey, J-Mo, he has 2 earrings. He wears 2 of them, but we only found 1 earring when we put him out the water. Now, Detective Brian is trying to, cover it up because he's tied into this. So he's saying, oh, it might be in the water or something. But his partner said, nah, it might be. But we need to keep our eye open for that. So you thinking, all right, bring him in, turn to the side. Let me see that earring. Oh, nope, that diamond ain't big enough. Detective Brian, he over here nervous. Lamar pulls up to Kato's house because at this point, they checked everywhere. I got to go over here. She's part of this. Let me see if they got her over there or not. Lamar gets there and he's searching the house and he telling her, look, if my daughter's here, I'm whooping. Now, he ain't even whooping ass. We seen he put a gun in her mouth last week. So he's probably just going to go ahead and kill Kato if his daughter's in here. So now she's kind of confused and she's playing it tough. Like, Lamar, no, I'm loyal. I would never do nothing like that to you. This is another lie that has to be told in order to protect herself and also to protect her relationship with Lamar. Same time, Meech goes out the back door with Zoe. So Lamar is in there. He's going crazy. Like, I need to find her. He's opening up doors. He's slamming stuff, looking up under beds. And Kato's just trying to play it cool. You don't want to act too nervous. Because if you do, he can be like, wait a minute. He get up in your face. Man, you don't want to see Lamar. Lamar calls the number that Saki gave him. And it's a direct line to Meech. And Meech is in the car with Zoe. And she's like, oh, is that my mommy? He's like, nah, it's not your mom. And he makes a joke. Donate some money. I'll drop off a doll. Meaning, you give me my money back, I give you your daughter. And Lamar, he gets on the phone, he tells him straight up, I don't give a fuck what you do. You gonna kill her? Kill her. And he slams the phone because at this point, hey, Meech, you gonna have to call my bluff. I'm not giving you back that work. So when I tell you Lamar is on another world crazy, yeah, you didn't want to see this dude one-on-one. Meech and T put a plan in place where they're going to kidnap Slick. So what they did was have T drive up to this little warehouse and Slick and them, they follow them. Slick out here limping and stuff. But when they come around, it's a whole setup. Saki and the crew, they out there and they end up kidnapping Slick. They whoop on him a little bit, throw him in the back of the trunk, and we peel off with them. We took the guns from the rest of the 12th Street boys, but I know they like, whew, I'm glad they just took Slick. I was not prepared for that today. They kidnapped Zoe. Now they kidnapped Slick. So what they want to do with Slick is find out where the stash is. If they can get the work and money back without dealing with Lamar, then they'll give Zoe back. Because I told you earlier, I'm not saying Meech isn't a killer, but he's not going to kill a little girl. That's totally different. So Slick's in here and he's like, you know what? I'm not telling any of y'all nothing. I'm talking about he's clowning. He's clowning T, talking about, man, the dude that shot you, he should have finished you off, man, because your eye is misleading. I'm like, dang, Slick, he loyal though. I told you earlier, he's been out here trying to work and save Lamar. And B Mickey, we already know he has a hot hand. What he did to J-Mo, he walks up to Slick like, what? Ooh, let me get him. T's like, hey bro, chill. We got, we trying to find that work. But B Mickey, it ain't no chill with him when he put that thing to a noggin. Once he started talking about T's eye, it was over. I'm talking about they started whooping on him. He tied up and they stomping him out. So he's catching straight Adidas to the chest, to the ribs, to the face. And it ain't no moving. You just got hands on your side. Detective Bryant, he's in too deep now. So he knows he had J-Mo in his car. This is the same car that the witness described. So he's in there. He's looking through the seats and stuff because he wants to make sure that earring isn't in his car. And guess what? He finds that earring in the back seat. Man, that's a real diamond. He had those loose backs on there. You got to get the metal screw-ons. Brian's partner comes out there. He's like, hey, what are you doing? And Brian's like, I'm trying to find my house keys. I would have sat in the back seat, bro. Like, when have you ever sat in the back of that car? But you can tell his partner's starting to get suspicious. So Brian has to tuck that diamond in his pocket. And he has to try to find a way to keep his partner off of his trail at least. Because he's starting to snoop around. He described my car. And the witness was kind of acting funny. When Meech gets to the warehouse, T and them like, man, he ain't talking. And Meech says, hey, untie him. And he starts talking to Slick like, yeah, you old school. He gave him a drink because he wants him to feel comfortable. Like, all right, look, you are loyal than anybody else that I've seen. But come and walk with me. And he takes him over to the window to show him that they have Zoe. Now he's giving them two options. He's telling them, look, you can tell me where the stash house is. I'll go back. I'll get my money. I'll get my drugs. And we'll give you Zoe. Or we'll let you go we'll kill Zoe, put her head in the box, and mail it to Lamar and say, hey, you knew about it. You had a chance. So he's stuck, and he's like, man, I know how Lamar is, and saving his daughter would be the most important thing. So he's like, man, all right, look, the work is over on 12th Street. Hey, man, just, you know what I'm saying, let me get Zoe and get up out of here. So Meech, he played it smart because Slick wasn't going to talk. You was going to have to kill him. He was going to take that to the grave. But now he sees if he doesn't do something, Lamar is going to kill him. If he does do something, Lamar is going to kill him, but it's less likely. Meech out here playing real games now. So he calls Mo's answering machine and says, I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the streets, but none of that's true. And he's pretty much letting her know that I have your daughter and nothing's going to happen to her. And then he starts making some slick comments talking about, yeah, man, our family, that's a strong thing. I want our old thing back. Pretty much trolling her like, you out here messing with Lamar. You see what Lamar's getting, you know what I'm saying? What Lamar's letting happen to you. Your daughter's coming up missing. So she's upset. Not only is she upset with Meech, but especially upset with Lamar. Slick gives up the stash because 1, he wanted to stay alive. 2, he wanted to get Zoe back. So when they get back to the house, she runs into Lamar's hand. He's happy to see her, but he's kind of looking at Slick and he's like, there's no way you got out of there that beat up if you didn't give up something. So even though Lamar has his family back, he's still thinking streets. Like, you really did that? I got on the phone and told him I don't care what he does to her. We about the business. So Lamar is true to his word because he's looking at Slick like, man, you gave it up, didn't you? Wanda comes down to talk to T. And they're talking about his eye and everything that's going on. But she brings up what's going on with him and Meech. And how she doesn't think everything should be about them. He should worry about doing things on his own. We know he has a new plug coming, and she's saying you might need to set up some things for yourself and for our family because it'll make everything safer. Now, everybody's blaming Meech for everything. T's out here wilding out too. And T, he's listening to it, but that's like a girl coming up to me. Yeah, you don't need to do everything with your brother. That's my brother. I love and trust my brother. I'm going to do my business with my brother. So she just putting it out there. Maybe we should do something for ourselves. Lamar shows back up with Zoe. Hey, Mo, you know, I'm sorry about all this. She like, you ain't got nothing to F. You know what? F you, F Meech. Don't ever come back around here. She slams it. Now you know Lamar is really about to be on a rampage. He done lost his daughter, his girl, the stash. Oh, man, it's on now. It's about to get real scary. What they say, scary hours? Lamar's on these streets, and he's about to be on them hard. Pat calls Detective Brian down. Now, when he gets there, he's like, hey, I got some information for you. And he's trying to hand him some money. Detective Brian says, I never took you as a snitch or a rat. He's like, oh, no, I'm just, you know what I'm saying, you police. I thought you could do something with this information. So what they're doing here is trying to call each other's bluff. Pat's trying to say, hey, look, if you can do this on Meech, you know what I'm saying, follow this, because he may have got a new plug, and I hear he's working for you. Detective Brian's like, hold up. He ain't working for me, but I heard you was payrolling him. So what they're doing is saying, hey, I can set you up. You see what I'm saying? Because Pat can say, oh, he's working with me. Detective Brian can just come and bust him. But Pat wants Detective Brian to try to bring Meech down because he knows that they got a new plug and he knows he doesn't have that kind of work. But Detective Brian stays solid. He's like, you know what? He's trying to separate himself from all this. You see, he wanted to turn down that money for Meech. He's like, I don't want nothing to do with this. Next time I come, it ain't going to be a friendly visit. Detective Brian trying to get right. It might be a little too late, though. You remember Tiny, the one that got choked out by Lamar? Well, he's meeting up with Meech, and he's bringing us some bread because Meech got some work, and Tiny's all about money. That's what he told Lamar. We're about business, and that's what he's telling Meech. Look, I'm loyal, but I'm here for the money. I'm not loyal to one person where I can't work with somebody else. He's out here trying to get money, and it don't matter who it comes from because money is money. But one thing we know is not all money is good money. So this could be very dangerous for Tiny and what he's doing, but Meech don't care because we got the money for the plug. Meech shows up with the money. I'm talking about fly as hell, got all his chains on. He's like, yeah, man, here's the money for the plug. We need to get right. Let me know what you know about her, T. And T's like, Big L, they just going to do business with me. You're not going to come along on this. They say that you're a little too flashy. And what they mean by that is everybody had chains on back then. But Meech, he had the rings on. He had the suit on. I mean, T flashy too, got the same chains on. He just has a regular jacket on. And Meech is saying, man, what? I'm too flashy. Now Meech is upset because he wanted to go meet the plug. I did too. But he's too flashy. He got the ring on that say Meech. Now he sits down with their homeboy that they grew up with. He's like, hey man, I'm not getting in you and your brother's beef, man. Drink up. Meech's over here flashy. I'm too flashy. I see you shining. Everybody can see you shining. Detective Brian and his partner, they show up to the witness's house because he called and said he had a little more information. But when they get there, they find out that he done packed his bags and he done left town for a while. So Detective Brian, of course, he's like, all right, well, let's get on out of here then, because he doesn't want to stick around for anything else to pop up. Hey, didn't I see you the other day? Oh, no. We out of here. We see Detective Brian really trying to separate himself from the streets and any connections that he has. So he pulls up on Meech and he's asking, hey, you got everything taken care of? And he's like, yeah, man, everything's good, bro. And then Detective Brian's like, all right, well, look, that money you gave me, take it back. I'm done. I don't want no money from you, because he doesn't want any paper trail or anything coming back to him that says he was working with Meech. Whole time that conversation was going on, his partner then followed him. He leaning back in the seat. Detective Brian goes by. He's like, wait, you was out here talking to Meech? And you handing him a bag? So you know he's about to be on Brian hard. He's about to really be investigating him and following things that he does. T meets the plug. He got them things at the house. I'm talking about at the mama house. They just sitting on the bed. La-dee-dee. Mom in the front room. They come over. And T, he's starting to, I won't say emotional, but he's starting to think about everything that's going on. And like, man, we're creating a war. We shouldn't be doing all of this. Don't you get tired of this money? Because it seems like T wants to be out of the game. And Meech is like, nah. Every time I make money, it rejuvenates me. And he's starting to explain everything. Like, hey, man, these shootings and stuff, we didn't pull the trigger, but we might as well be. And he's starting to feel bad because he's thinking about all these things. We seen when he went to his daughter's christening, he started thinking, what was if that was her in the grave? So T has a lot on his head right now. And I just said, they in their mama house, la-dee-dee, la. They got bricks on the bed. They talking about bricks. They talking about kidnapping kids. They talking about murders. And Lucille hears it and she comes in. We just seen T tell her earlier today, I don't sell drugs, Mom. So she drops a glass and runs out of there. There you go, episode 5 of BMF Secrets and Lies. Let me know what you think is going to happen when Lucille actually talks to them and, hey man, y'all selling drugs. You think she's going to kick T out? And another thing, how long do you think Detective Brian's going to be able to cover his tracks? Let me know what you guys think. I'm Mo.J. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also tune in Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm doing live streams where it's just an open forum. You come in there, you put your questions in there, any theories you have, I read them off and we talk about it. I'm Mo.J again. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.